Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Ellis with Jesse James Beads, and today I have a really fun bracelet project to share with you that features beads from the Halloween collection from Jesse James Beads. These beads are available at select Walmart stores as well as jessejamesbeads.com. I hope you enjoyed the project. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to create a really cool bracelet featuring the Haunted House Strand from Jesse James Beads. This is part of the Halloween collection from Jesse James Beads, and it is available at Walmart as well as jessejamesbeads.com. We're also going to be using a specialty bead mix that features the Nightmare Before Christmas beads. This is the Jack and Sally specialty mix, and we're going to be using a couple of beads from this as well. In addition to the beads that you're going to use, you're also going to need 10 inches of bead stringing wire. You're going to need 2 eye pins, a clasp, 2 crimp beads or crimp tubes, 4 6mm jump rings, and I'm also using 2 small beads as little spacers at the end. These are 3mm beads. Any that you have on hand will do, and you're also going to need about 10 inches of black faux suede lace. This is available from jessejamesbeads.com. You're going to need 2 pairs of chain nose pliers for opening and closing jump rings. You're going to need round nose pliers for creating some simple loops, as well as a cutter tool and your standard crimper tool. To get started, place one of the 6mm jump rings between 2 pairs of chain nose pliers and twist to open the jump ring. Thread on your clasp, and using the same twisting motion, close the jump ring back. Thread a crimp bead or crimp tube onto the end of your bead stringing wire and bring that down about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Take the tail end of your bead stringing wire, thread it through the 6mm jump ring that has your clasp, and then take the bead stringing wire and thread it back through the crimp tube to create a loop. Pull the crimp bead close to the jump ring, but leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Make sure that your bead stringing wires are not crossing within the crimp bead or crimp tube, and then you're going to use your crimper tool to crimp. Place your crimp bead or crimp tube into the back notch of the crimper tool and squeeze. Once you have crimped, place that crimp bead sideways in the front notch of the crimper tool and squeeze to tidy up and make your crimp a little bit smaller. Use your cutter tool to trim off the short end of the bead stringing wire. Now we're ready to add some beads to our bead stringing wire. I'm going to thread on one of my small 3mm beads. If you don't have 3mm beads, a seed bead will work just as well, and drop that down. Use a selection from the Haunted House Strand that you want to include in your bracelet. I'm threading on one of the green boho beads. I'm using one of the purple spacer beads. I'm threading on 2 bead caps and that beautiful purple bead, as well as this gorgeous large boho bead. Just repeat that pattern on the other side of the large boho. Now that we've thread on all of the beads that we're going to use, thread on your crimp bead and take the bead stringing wire and thread it through another 6mm jump ring, loop it around, and take the tail of the bead stringing wire back down through your crimp bead. Pull everything close. Making sure that the bead stringing wire is not crossing within the crimp tube, place that crimp bead into the back notch of the crimper tool. Squeeze the crimper tool, and when you have crimped, take the crimp out and place it into the front notch of the crimper tool, side to side, and give it a squeeze to make that crimp more compact. Using your 10-inch section of black faux suede lace, take the section and fold it in half to create a loop on one end, and then simply take that loop and tie an overhanded knot. Once you've secured your knot, now you have a loop. This is going to serve as our attachment for our clasp. You can go ahead and attach your clasp to this loop if you prefer. From the specialty beads, thread on the 2 large hole beads onto both strands of the faux suede lace. Now take the 2 ends of the suede lace and thread those through the 6mm jump ring on the other side of the beaded section. Now form another overhanded knot. Now your bracelet can be complete, or you can add some more of your specialty beads. Take one of your specialty beads and thread it onto an eye pin. Using chain nose pliers, bend the wire where it is exiting the bead. And use your cutter tool to trim off the wire, leaving yourself 1/4 to 1/2 inch of wire. Using round nose pliers, grab the tail end of the wire and roll back towards the bead to create a simple loop. Repeat this step with a second one of your specialty beads. Using 2 pairs of chain nose pliers, open a 6mm jump ring and thread it onto the top loop onto one of your specialty beads. Before closing the jump ring, thread that on to your bracelet either on the loop or on the long section of your faux suede lace, and use your chain nose pliers to close the jump ring. Repeat this step with the second bead. Now your bracelet is complete. You have a really fun bracelet showing off the Haunted House Strand as well as some of those Nightmare Before Christmas specialty beads that's going to be perfect for the entire Halloween season.